Good evening and welcome to Gallery Watch. Tonight we'll be viewing a selection of paintings, sculptures, textiles and jewellery here at the Blender Gallery in Joondalup. These works were created by Jane Graham for her latest exhibition, Muse. So what is the overall theme of this exhibition tonight?
Well, the theme of this is really, I wanted to try and tell people that are interested, lots of them are just interested in seeing the stuff, but when artists say, oh, that idea just came to me, it isn't so. I mean, really way back, most ideas have come from somewhere. And we're influenced by something, and actually it probably goes into your subconscious and you don't realize it. But I've always been interested to find out why I do what I do. And so I got out all the things that I've lived with for all these years to try and tie up, make these links between all this stuff that's come from other countries and been worked on by friends and people I've known. And on the walls are paintings, mostly mine. There are a few that aren't. And I've tried to make these links.
So what do you think of Jane's works?
Oh, it's fabulous. I just love all the history and all of the information she's got and all of the wonderful things she did, you know, like throughout her life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a bazaar.
It is.
It's like a bazaar. And you want to rifle through everything and find something.
Yeah, that's right. There's all these treasures everywhere, isn't there?
Yeah. And her amazing painting. I love the one of the dog. Yes. It is just...
Yeah, one of the other ladies likes that one as well.
Oh.
One of my art students. She said that.
Do you have a favourite?
I actually like this little one up here.
So what elements of that particular piece appeal to you?
It's very intriguing. It sort of draws you in, and I think it's a little bit deep.
I'm here with Jane's daughter, Rebecca. Jane tells me that this picture behind us is a representation of yourself as a child.
That's right. That's me when I was about 12. Yeah, Mum got a photo and made her, well, she copied this style of painting and came up with that as me. Yeah.
So can you tell me a bit about your mum? What's she like out of the work sort of environment?
Well, she's always looking around and meeting people, and I think inside her head she's always computing and coming up with artwork. So she's not always actually doing something, but in her head there's always something happening, and yeah, then when she sits down to actually paint or draw, it all comes out.
Do you find that she has a sort of a particular style to her work, or is everything a bit different?
Well, she's definitely gone through phases. She's done a lot of abstract. She's mainly abstract, but she has done representational work as well. Yeah, so I think she's very versatile, really. I think a real artist is versatile. You know, you've got to be able to do all types of things, but there's probably a style that you prefer. Yeah.
So are you an artsy person as well?
Well, I'm in the dancing side. Yeah, I'm not very good with painting and drawing.
And how does this exhibition compare to her last?
Well, the last one was all her own work. So this one is showing her influences. The last one was all her own work. And actually, in the last one, I was lying in the corner. There was a little bit of performance art in the last one as well. I was lying in the corner, frozen still. And at the end, I sort of moved out, and I lay there hearing people wondering if I was real or just, yeah, or a sculpture.
So when did you start creating art then?
I think that would have been in Botswana, which was 1972. 72?
74.
Oh, 70, it was 74. We went there in 1974. And I just started to paint. I mean, I used to paint at school, you know, but then I had my first exhibition in Botswana. Actually, it was in 1978 at the Museum and Art Gallery there. And from there, everything just snowballed. And at the same time, if I wasn't in the mood for making art, I started to write books. So I've written 6 books.
Are they like arts-based books or?
One book is about my work, and another book is about a few young people living in the bush in the Northern Territory on a disused station, and they talk about the history of art. So I've been able to introduce a whole many chapters on the history of art, which has always interested me, from Stone Age to present day. And then a couple of books about places I've been, and I've just done a book of photos on India because I was in India for 3 months last year, and I really love it. And so, yeah, this and that, you know. Nothing,
Wow.
not all the same. Yeah. You know, I like to do what I want to do, and I'm not very good at, you know, playing the system and
9 to 5 job.
no, and I don't like in my work. I don't like to do things because then I might get a grant. I'm hopeless like that. I just want to do what I like, and if people don't like it, well, it's unfortunate, you know, because art isn't really for me just doing great pictures and hanging them on the wall. It's about communication, education, helping people that might have some kind of disability, you know, letting them express themselves with paint. And so, you know, it's just a whole different lot of things.
So what do you think of Jane's works here tonight?
Oh, I absolutely love them, and I've known Jane for about 2 years now, and she just surprises you every time, and her imagination, and she's very inspiring for artists, you know. She makes you extend, and she's very well travelled.
So what do you think of the arts community here in Joondalup?
I'm actually the treasurer, so yes. No, it's absolutely wonderful. It gives artists a great opportunity here, and it gives them the opportunity to exhibit and actually go through the whole exhibiting and putting up their work, getting their work together and getting them known. And the other part of the gallery is actually getting people to come in and experience art and get an appreciation for it, and hopefully get them to buy it.
The man that made these, okay, this is how it all started. He was a ranger, and he used to be out shooting elephant poachers a lot of the time. He's about 35. He wanted to learn to draw. This is what he produced. But I'd never drawn any animals, but because he did that, this gives you a link. I drew these. These are actually photocopies of the originals that went into a wildlife book. But that shows you a link there of how I was influenced by him. These baskets come from the Central African Republic. They're just utilitarian things. Those 2 are from Botswana. That one is from Ethiopia, a Hama basket. All different baskets. And I actually imagine that I ended up doing a lot of this weaving of lines because I was being influenced with the weaving of baskets, but I don't know. It was just one of the ideas.
Yeah.
This is a tea grey bridal necklace, and when the girl got married, she would have worn it like this. And I think the number of things on here indicates how well off she was. And on here you get such a range of things. I mean, you've got a couple of lovely pieces of African amber, and then there are 3 Lalibela crosses on here because it's the Ethiopian Orthodox Church that it's 50% Ethiopian Orthodox, 50% Muslim, sort of, vaguely in Ethiopia. And those are a couple of lion's claws. And then there are many rings. And there is a very odd object here. This is an ear pick. A little cup to get the wax out of your ears. And that's a little, in there there'd be probably a small page from the Quran. Paintings here, when I used to do life drawing and we weren't allowed to look at the model, we weren't allowed to look at our canvas, we just had to look at the model. And I got these, yeah, it is. Just got lots of simple lines, and it made me think of rock paintings, which I'm absolutely fascinated with. So yes, I use these line drawings to create paintings. All these things are sold, you see. That's why I've had to reproduce everything. Well, I went to an Aboriginal community. Well, frequently when we were living in the Northern Territory, they'd have these festivals, and you were allowed into the communities to join in the dancing, and they had bands and all sorts of things for the kids. And they had a series of these wire dogs up on poles which they set light to, and the fire burnt all the way round. I don't know how they did it. So that's the dog on fire, and that really is what inspired me to start working on this one.
Don't go away, because after the break we'll be back with more beautiful works by Jane Graham.